Welcome back. An important component of the ladies' wellness journey is to understand what's going on with them internally. Nutritionist Meryl Brandwein sat down with the ladies to review their blood and lab reports. Very revealing.
We're heading to the Women's Wellness Center in Boca Raton. Heard a lot about it. Can't wait to check it out.
We recently did some blood work and saliva tests. We're here for the results, and I'm anxious to find out what the results are.
Hello, ladies. I'd like you to meet Dr. Harris.
Hi. Welcome everyone to the Women's Wellness Center. Here at the Women's Wellness Center, we take a holistic approach to women's health care. That means we use an integrated medical approach using both traditional Western medical techniques as well as alternative techniques.
So as you can see, ladies, you're in the right place. Dr. Harris is very well versed on the labs. He's read all of your lab work that was so generously donated by AML Labs.
The laboratory tests we do help us to figure out why you might be feeling the way you're feeling, but it's also important to help us determine where the risk factors may be for future problems. So to get right into it, first of all, I noticed that all of you are vitamin D deficient. Now, vitamin D is known as the sunshine vitamin, and the reason it's called that is because most of it is made in your skin in response to sunlight. Vitamin D is important for bone health. However, vitamin D has a lot of other functions in the body too. Vitamin D helps with the immune system, it helps with brain function, and it helps other hormones do their job.
So how much sunlight would someone have to get in order to get enough vitamin D?
Vitamin D, in order to get enough, you actually need to be in sunlight for 15 to 20 minutes a day without sunblock, which makes it very difficult because many of us are worried about skin cancer these days, and sun exposure without sunblock does increase your risk of that. So it's very difficult to get enough vitamin D naturally.
So really the best thing or the best way to get vitamin D would be to supplement properly with it.
So Dr. Harris, Rochelle and I have discussed the fact that we both have fibroids. Does that affect us being anemic?
Absolutely. Fibroids can cause increased bleeding, especially during your monthly cycle. So that needs to be addressed in order to really build up those numbers enough to get you feeling better.
Well, are there natural things that we can take to increase our blood count?
Depending upon how low it is and where you're at, we'll try and do as much as we can through diet, and then if we need to supplement with some of that, we'll see where the numbers are at and then make that determination.
Okay, so now that we've gone over everything in general terms, we're going to each individually meet in my office and talk about your results. We were looking through your results, and one of the things we found is that your CRP, C-reactive protein, is elevated.
So when C-reactive protein is high, the inflammation in the body is high. But from doing the cleanse, the detox, and adding in the anti-inflammatory foods, and then of course incorporating stress reduction techniques and the exercise, we're going to hopefully bring that level down pretty quickly.
My mother and my grandmother both died of heart disease at a very young age, and these test results here show that I'm going in the same direction, so I really need a change right away.
So we were looking at your results, and one of the things that is off is your cortisol.
Cortisol, testosterone, menopause, it's really more than calories.
One of the things that's interesting with you is your thyroid isn't quite where it should be. So that's actually something we're going to need to evaluate further in order to figure out what's going on.
These results were very revealing. I can't wait to follow up with my doctor to take the proper steps to a better lifestyle.
There are several things off here. One is that your cortisol curve is not normal, and we talked about that a little bit before. Also, your secretory IgA is low. Now, IgA is a big part of your immune system in your gut. That's where infections first start to get taken care of by your body. So with that being low, that is going to increase your risk of infection. So that can lead to trouble with weight and trouble with absorbing nutrients.
So how would I rebuild my gut? How do I clean this out?
As we add in the anti-inflammatory foods, as we add in the beneficial bacteria, probiotics, and things like pre and probiotics, those all start to help. So we should start to see some nice improvements.
This has been such a surreal experience. Seeing my test results in front of me on paper has made me realize how much of change I need to make in making my health that much better. So I'm really excited to get started.
One of the things that struck me was your testosterone levels are a little bit elevated. Is that something you already knew about?
I was kind of aware. I was told before that I might have PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome, so that would make sense. I'm surprised about some of the results and concerned about a lot of them, but I'm hopeful that with the right nutrition that I'll be able to get it in control.